Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dynasty George. So today I have a special announcement. So I was gonna sit on the chair, but I felt too far away, and I feel like sitting here is a little more up close and personal, and really just allowing you guys to just share this special moment with me. For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, well, I got engaged. And I kind of still don't know how to feel about it. It's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me thus far. Yeah, I'm engaged. I am going to be a married woman. And it's so, wow. I'm so speechless for so many reasons. Those who are close to me know like how big of a deal this is to me. I always saw myself just being with one person my whole life. And I've always truly wanted that. And it's crazy because my now fiance was my first boyfriend, and he was my first kiss. And the first boy I fell in love with, and I just want to spend the rest of my life with him. And my fiance is a great man. His name's Brandon Casanova. He does not have social media for people who always try to look him up, which I honestly love that so much about him. One thing I really love about my fiance and soon-to-be husband, that he is not only the sweetest man on earth, but he's just always himself. Whether that's weird or funny or crazy or calm or kooky, he's just him, you know? And he's a real man of God. We met at church. So yeah, I got engaged. So it's crazy because even though it happened, me and my boyfriend have been talking about getting married for a while now. We kind of decided in November officially that we were gonna get married, and we said to ourselves, like, you know, we spoke about it with ourselves, spoke about it with our parents, with our pastor, with our leaders, like, no, we want to get engaged, like, we want to get married. Like, it's so funny because even when we first fell in love, we would always say, like, I'll marry you tomorrow if I can, you know, like, we always just, when we found each other, it was kind of like, wow, like, this is the one, you know. And I could describe us, it's like, you know, like how there's like the good girl movies where he's like falls in love with the bad boy, like gets her heart broken, but then ends up with him anyway, and like he was kind of always like the really good boy that no one cared about, but like people kept playing him, and sometimes in the end he ends up with a girl, sometimes he doesn't. It's like the good boy and the good girl in the movie like actually get together, you know. And I don't know, it's kind of like we fall in each other, like, oh, it's you're the person, you know. I was waiting for you this whole time, where were you, dude, come on. Like, that's how it felt. It just felt like a puzzle piece like just came together. And I'm gonna do a vlog video to show you guys content of that process. The first thing I actually got was my dress. Believe it or not, we did not do things in an orthodox manner whatsoever. I found the dress first, then we booked the venue within the same week. And I'm gonna do a separate video for all of that. But today I just want to talk about like just the engagement and the proposal and everything. It started, okay, so the thing was speculation. So this year I also have my best friend who's getting married, who's actually, her boyfriend is my fiance's cousin, and they grew up together. It's amazing how that just all worked out. And my fiance grew up with his family my whole life. His whole family goes to my church, like his grandparents and his aunts and his cousins, they all go to my church. So I kind of grew up around his family. So they both were telling me and my best friend, like, hey, every date just look super nice because you never know when you're gonna get proposed to. We're like, okay, yeah, sure. You know, I'm like, got you. You tell me I'm gonna look nice, I'm gonna look nice. Got my nails done, and I was just like, you know, I'm ready for this date. And it's so crazy because the date was like what he told me. He said, okay, we're gonna go ice skating, because he promised me we'll go ice skating. So we went ice skating, and then we had reservations at this restaurant by the Brooklyn Bridge Park, and it was so cute. It's an Italian restaurant because I love Italian food, and I studied abroad in Italy twice, so I'm like obsessed with authentic Italian food. So we went to that restaurant. I'm forgetting the name, so I just want to see, I think Cecilia's or Celine, I don't know. It may be Cecilia, I forgot honestly. But where you sit, you can like see the Brooklyn Bridge. It's very beautiful. So the thing was, I was honestly anticipating it, I'm not gonna lie. And that morning when I woke up, it was so weird. I had such a weird dream. So that morning I had a dream that I was first in a boat with my family, like just my family, like my mom, my sister, my brother, my grandma, my aunt. We're just on this boat, and then something happens with the boat and we're all in the water. And then when I'm in the water, I see him and he helps me get out the water. And then it's so weird because in the whole dream I have this, like my mentality, my mindset is that I have to find him. But it's not like anxiously having to find him. It's like just going through this journey of finding him. And then after my family, I'm on the train with my friends. And it's first like all my girlfriends, like these girls I grew up with that I love, and then my best friend, and then their boyfriends, and like our other guy friends come, and it's just all of us there. and we're just taking, and the thing was, it didn't even look like New York City. It was like a New York train. It was like a very clean, pristine, like white silver train in like this like utopia looking place, if that makes sense. And I'm just like gonna see him, and the last thing I'm on is a bus, and it's so funny. It's like a different country. I'm on like this bus. It's like, you know, those yellow school buses, but then it had like you know, like hand painting and finger painting on the outside. It was really cool. It kind of looked like we're going through South America, like we're in like this jungle. It's beautiful. And I'm there with like this old friend that I haven't spoken to in years, and I'm just telling him about like what's going on. I'm like, yeah, like, oh my god, I have a boyfriend, I love him, I'm on my way to see him. And the whole, it's like that night before, the whole dream was just me getting to him. And I personally think the dream was super symbolic, because I'm with my family, and then I'm with my friends, and then I'm going to look for him, you know? And I think that was very special, because I don't know, it's like everything in my life that happened just led me to him, and everything that happened in his life led him to me. So I had this dream, and I woke up literally feeling like I was on a cloud. It was the craziest thing. I woke up feeling like I was laying on a cloud, and I felt like this just an overwhelming peace come over me. And I remember I was talking to God, and I was like, God, whatever happens today, I know it's good, and I know it's your will, you know. And I started praying. I was in my bed praising God. I was like, thank you so much, Jesus, thank you so much, thank you, Father God, you are wonderful, you are great, thank you so much. So yeah, so we get ready for the day. We meet up somewhere, and we go ice skating. We went to Prospect Park, and we were ice skating outside. It was so nice. Actually, like, ice skating, I'm not the best ice skater, I'm not gonna lie, but like when I'm in it, I can like go fast, and I love it. I just love ice skating, because there's like this moment of ice skating when, like, especially when you're outside and you're going and you're going, and like you just feel the wind as well, and you're just going kind of fast, and you just go like this, and it's so weird, but I always feel like I'm flying. And I just love that feeling about ice skating. So we went ice skating, that was really fun. After ice skating, we were walking around Prospect Park, and then we made our way to Brooklyn Bridge Park. And the first thing we did was go on the carousel, which is another thing that to me is like so simple but so magical. I love the carousel, and I love the fact that the carousel is in a glass box. To me, it just looks very magical. And so we went on the carousel, which was very, like, one of my favorite things of the day was the carousel. And it's so simple. People like, you rode a carousel, you're like an adult, but it's just so beautiful. And then being on a carousel and then looking at someone you love and just looking at everything that's around you, it was just such a good moment. And it's so funny, because even after, he looked at me and he was like, I know it's small too, but like it's something it's a moment I'm gonna remember my whole life, you know? I'm like, yeah, me too. Like sometimes I think of like, this is gonna sound kind of morbid, but I promise you it's not. Like before you die, they say like your life flashes before your eyes, and you look back. And I always think about the moments that I would think about before I die, and that's definitely one of the moments that I feel like is gonna flash. Like I will never forget that moment of just staring at him and looking at him, and looking at just everything around, and just feeling so happy and so in love. And so after the carousel, we made our way to the restaurant, but we had reservations at 3:15 and we were early, so we were like walking around, and then we went to, it was also our anniversary. I don't know if I said that in the whole video, but it was our anniversary, so that's why we were doing this thing. So we went to West Elm. every anniversary we write each other letters, and we're at West Elm and we're sitting down. He's like, oh, do you want to exchange letters? And I was like, yeah. So we exchanged letters, and I read it, and I'm like, in love, blah, blah. I'm like, I love you. And then he reads mine, and he loves me too. And then he's like, oh, did you bring our anniversary gifts? And I was like, no, I didn't. I really didn't. I was like, no, I didn't. I forgot it at home. We just get it for Christmas. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, I got yours. So he takes out a box. Well, no, this is what he does. He's so sneaky. He had gloves on, right? Like fingerless gloves. He goes like this, and he takes off my gloves. And my heart honestly stops, and I'm like, this is the moment I'm going to get engaged. This is it. Like, it didn't even occur to me that we're in a furniture store at a cafe. Like, that just didn't occur to me or matter, because I'm like, I'm about to get proposed to. And he did it on purpose, because after we spoke about it, and he takes out a box, and it says Alex and Ani. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like a bracelet brand. And I'm like, oh, it's a bracelet. Whatever. So he goes, read it. It's like super special. So I'm like, is it in here? So I read it, and I'm like, oh, beautiful, month of April. It's a diamond. Yay. So that happened. So then that happened, and then we went to the restaurant, and I don't know why in the restaurant it really hit me, and I'm like, wow, when, like, it hit me that we're adults. And I know that sounds so silly to say, because like, obviously you're an adult, but it just, I don't know, it was such a weird feeling. I'm like, wow, like, this is gonna be us. married and going on dates, just us, and we're gonna live just me and you. You know, like, I still live with my parents, live with my mom and my grandma, my aunt. So to me, I'm so used to being with my family and living with my family, but I am also ready to live on my own and just start the next chapter, that next chapter in my life. I am ready for that as well, but it just hit me like it's gonna be me and you forever, you know? And it wasn't a scary feeling, like, maybe a little nervous, but it was also like a good feeling, like, wow, it's real, you know? And he told me the same thing, like, after we spoke about our favorite parts of the day, and he said that was my favorite part because I felt like we were actually, the restaurant was so nice. We had a window seat and we saw the Brooklyn Bridge. No, correction, we saw the Manhattan Bridge from our seat. So then I'm thinking, is it gonna happen in the restaurant? I looked at the bridge and I was like, am I gonna see a sign on the bridge or something? Like, I was just really trying to like scope it out. And then he kept going. He was like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. So he kept going to the bathroom. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm like, is my and then I was looking around the restaurant to see if I knew anyone. Like, is my family popping up somewhere? I was looking out. Excuse me. I was looking outside to see if my family was coming out somewhere. I'm like, is my family here? That's what I need to know. So that happened, and then he was like, you know what? Like, you wanna walk around the pier? And I was like, no. And then he was like, no, let's walk the Brooklyn Bridge. And I was like, you wanna walk the Brooklyn Bridge? You didn't wanna walk the Brooklyn Bridge a week ago. And he was like, yeah, no, like, let's do it. And then we'll take the train back. And I was like, okay, fine. So we make our way, walk. Oh my god, also I had heels on. He told me to wear comfortable shoes, but I'm like, we're going to a restaurant ice skating, it's fine. But I had like these boots, and one, I don't wear heels just generally. I'm not a heel girl because like it hurts, and we're walking, and I was like dying. And then we go up to the Brooklyn Bridge, and he's like, okay, I want to take a picture of you. I want to take a picture of us. Let me put my phone down. He has my tripod. The thing is, we had it already set because we were doing like vlogs and little things like that. So I was like saying, okay, put it to 10 seconds because it was on 3 seconds. So you see me just like kind of like just talking to him, like, don't forget to put it for 10 seconds. Hey, are you listening? Put it. And he's like not responding. I'm like, baby, did you put it for 10 seconds? Then he comes up to me and he has his bag in his hand, and he's taking something out. And then I'm like, oh, this is it. He's giving me my ring. And he goes in, takes out his book bag. He goes into his book bag and then takes out a note. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go on a scavenger hunt for this ring. So then he goes, he's like, he tells me, do exactly what the paper says. Like, do exactly what it says. So he goes, so the first thing it says, okay, dear Dynasty, first thing, turn around. So I turn around. And then I'm reading the letter, it's very beautiful. And just, oh my gosh. It's so funny, like, as I'm talking about it and thinking about it, certain words just pop out, like beautiful and love and forever, like, just like I see it popping out as I'm just thinking of the letter. And you know, basically the letter said is, I want to walk this bridge with you, but I can't walk this bridge with you as my girlfriend. I want to walk this bridge with you as my fiance. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. So then it says, P.S. turn around, because we always do P.S. in our letters. So it says, P.S. turn around because I want to ask you something. And I just like kind of like just do one of these and put my head back because I was actually super nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of nervous to put my head back. I'm kind of nervous to turn around. So when I put my head back, I felt his hand on my shoulder, and he turns me around. And I'm already like emotional, and then I look in his eyes and he's emotional. And it's so crazy because I remember visually what happened, but I don't remember what he said. I honestly don't. The audio was so like tuned out from my own crying and my own emotions and just all the feelings I was having at once. I just don't remember what he said, but he was just looking at me and he was talking to me. And then I heard people coming around, and I'm like, this is it, this is actually happening. And he goes on my knee, he goes on one knee, and he says, Dynasty George, will you marry me? Or I think he said, Dynasty, will you marry me? And I was like, yeah, I will. And I just start sobbing, and I was like, like, I'm sobbing. And then like I hug him, I kiss him, we walk up the bridge a little bit, and I keep sobbing. And then like eventually, you know, it died down, and I was just like, I love you so much, thank you. I legit love you so. I can't even explain how much I love this boy. I love him so much. And midway while walking the bridge, I'm kind of like scoping out if I see my family there, because one thing he knows and everyone knows about me, that I'm super close to my family and friends. Because growing up, it's been me, my mom, and my brother and sister for the most part against the world. Like, it's been us for so long, and my mom has done her best to take care of us and provide for us, that I'm really close to my mom and my siblings. I was like, why didn't you invite my mom? And he goes, oh, I did, but she had some retirement party. And I was like, so she didn't want to come? She'd rather go to her, like, I was so sad. I was like, she'd rather go to her party. So we get to the end of the bridge, and I didn't see my family, and I'm like so sad. And I'm just like kind of at that point I was like Can I keep it in? Like, okay, my family's not here, I'm sad, whatever. So we get to the park, we get to the end of the bridge, it's like a park, and again, like I said, I was wearing those heels, so like my feet were killing me. So I was like, hey, like, can we please sit down? So we sit down and I'm like, you know what, I have a great idea. I'm gonna FaceTime my mom because it was awkward for me just to call her until I got engaged. So I was like, you know, I'll FaceTime her, I can show her the ring. I'm like, Mommy, look. So I FaceTime my mom and the call fails twice. And he's standing up, he's not even sitting down. I'm like, why are you not sitting down? He's like, oh, I'm just sitting up, it's fine. Sorry, then he goes, come on, let's just go. So we cross the street and behind the like elevator for the subway, I see my mom and his parents come out. And his mom has like the sign that says she says yes, but it's like upside down. So like I get emotional when I see my mom, like run to her, like, oh my mom. And then like I hear him like next to me going like, turn around, turn the center around, turn the center around. And then I run to my mom and I hug her and I'm crying, I'm sobbing, and then I hug his parents. And then like my sister, my brother, and my friends, and like what we call our squad, which is like Risen Worship. Follow us on Instagram at Risen Worship. Everyone just comes out and like starts like hugging me and screaming.
Dan, that's nice. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh my God. Yes, sir. That's it. Oh my God.
Yeah. And yeah, it was amazing. It was like, oh my God. Then I'm like actually crying. I'm like, okay, it's real now. And this like solidified the whole event. We drove to my house and I told my grandma and aunt, they already knew of course, and I showed them the ring. I was like, oh, it's Mita. Really, my grandma started crying. We showed them the video, and then after we went to his parents' house just to show his grandparents. And then after we went to church, and it was beautiful because we went to church and first we didn't hear anyone, so I was like, is anyone here? Because all our friends went to church and our families went to church, and I go on the altar, I see like all the musicians on their instruments and our pastors, everyone there, and we just start worshiping and praising God. I was so grateful for everything that has happened this past year. My life has changed dramatically, and God has heard my prayers, and God has just been so faithful and gracious and merciful to me, and just for allowing me to fall in love and be in love and just have the opportunity to like truly love someone the way I love Brandon. To feel love in the way that he loves me is something that's so amazing and so special. It was that moment was so intimate and special. Just us praising God and everyone, our friends and our family and our pastors praising God with us. And there was one moment where I just fell to the floor and I was just crying and I was just so grateful, and I was like, God, thank you so much because you have been so good to me and so gracious and so faithful. You keep all your promises, and I feel an arm around me. And I thought it was our Deacon David because he was there at the time. He was there as well. And it was my fiance. I look at his Brandon. I'm like, oh. And then we were just there. We're both just crying. And as we're crying, the pastor puts this Hebrew prayer shawl over us. All of our leaders in our church have it. Basically, the Jewish people use it to pray, and we have it because it's symbolic. And then she anointed us with oil, and she prayed over us for the deacon. They both prayed over us. And then all our friends were just dancing around us. And then we got up and we were dancing and just praising God. And it was beautiful and so intimate and so sacred. So right now I'm going to show you live footage from the proposal video. I hope you love it. So far everyone we showed the video to has cried. So I really hope that, I don't know, you just pray that 2019 is full of love and happiness and joy for you and your loved ones.